All right, guys. Hello and good morning. Happy Wednesday, March 20th. I am so happy to be here with you today. Can everyone hear me okay? Everyone hear me good? All right, let's see those beautiful smiling faces. Please turn on your cameras. So today, before we get started, we have some awesome promos I wanted to cover. Did you guys check your Pulse app this morning? Who checked their Pulse app this morning? Who's excited about what's on the Pulse app this morning? So for those of you that know, we have the March Madness happening. So it's buy one box of the Eclipse, one of each. So the Ruby and then the Eclipse, and then you get a box of Max. I'm not sure which flavor, but a random box of Max for free when you get one of these boxes. And then we have a new spring promo, which is amazing because it happens to be my favorite flavor ever, fairy dust, and then a celebration. So when you buy one of these boxes, you get another random box of Max for free. So it's a great time to stock up on your 5 and 10-day trial supply. And this flavor, you guys, seriously, I know it's going to be seasonal. It's going to be something that I'm going to be stocking up on because I absolutely love it. This reminds me of like some cherry cake batter. It's delicious and like tastes like the Nutcracker if you can put Nutcracker into a taste. All right, so before we get started, I wanted to get us off the right foot. So I wanted to go ahead and prompt you guys to take a minute and to get into a state of gratitude and really ask yourself who is currently supporting you in your life right now with this business, in sense of who's cheering you on and supporting you in any way that they can to allow you to show up on these calls and get your work done and get your DMOs done and to come to events. And so I want you to really think on that for a second and to drop their name in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and read them out loud, whether it's your best friend, it's your spouse, whether that's your kids, your friends, your parents, whether that's your teammates, your business partners, mentors, whoever that is. Really, let's show them some love and some gratitude and appreciation, because I know that it's so important to have support when you're getting started. Oh, let's see what happened here. Nikki is sharing your screen. Sorry, guys. Not sure. Okay, one sec. Technical issues. Okay, are we good? Are we back? Okay. Let's see. All right, so let me read some of this gratitude. Okay, daughter, Christina, Katie Rollins, my sister, Abby Smith, Rocco and Paxton, my hubby who's supportive, Amanda, Laura Johnson, Kelsey, Gygi, my husband, kids, my husband Darren, and my friends, my mom, my husband, Laura Johnson, my husband, our nanny, Ash, yes, fiance, my husband, Will, Amy. I love that you guys have so many supportive spouses. It's so important. If you're not growing together, I feel like, a lot of times people grow apart. So Sylvia, Adriana, yes, love it. You're drinking your fairy dust right now. It's so freaking good. Happy spring. All right, you guys. Anna Justice, Pam Meter, my best friend, Jamie Messina. I love that. Jamie's awesome. Mick Carrier, hubby Justin. All right, you guys. See, it's so incredible when we have a supportive, group of people in our lives that encourage us to keep going on this path. Because I know sometimes it can be super scary starting a new business and, putting one foot in front of the other, especially if you're not seeing immediate results and growth, because it's not an overnight success type of thing. So it takes a lot of strength and courage, and it's so good to take the time to appreciate those that are supporting us. So last reminder about the KK and More, tomorrow is end of the early bird pricing. So if you have not gotten your tickets yet, please be sure to do that by the end of tomorrow, because early bird pricing is going away and events are so freaking incredible, you guys. So please, please, please make sure that you get your tickets before the early bird pricing goes away. So today we have Kelsey Gygi with on Connect, part of our ACE. And so I'm asking you guys to please grab your pen and paper and get ready to take some awesome notes, because it's Kelsey. It's going to be fire. I absolutely love her energy. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself. And Kelsey, if you could unmute yourself and get started, please. Thank you.
Awesome. Good morning, everybody. Super pumped to be here. Drinking my fairy dust right now. It's my third packet of ketones already. Been up since 4 a.m. pumping, doing my 5 a.m. workout after that, working all morning, and now get to be here with you guys. So I'm super excited. I hope you guys are really excited to be here because it's going to be amazing. Today I'm going to be talking about Connect. So very first, we're going to talk about the why. Then we're going to talk about the how-to, and then we're going to end with a call to action. We're going to get into action because that's what these calls are all about, right? They're putting us into action to help us expand our businesses. So wanted to chat just a little bit about the why and talk about the two types of people that I think, there's of course gray area. There's always gray area, but there's two types of people that I see, and I find this kind of funny. So there's usually the type of people who, and think of yourself here when I read these people off, because I'm going to ask you, are you one or two? So number one is the people who are super into fitness, into nutrition, into health, and they love to talk about science, the nitty-gritty details of the business. Like when they hear the doctor speaking at Keto Academy, they're like, oh my gosh, I love this, and they're taking notes because they just want to know everything. If you're a one, drop a one in the comment thread really quick. I know there's a bunch of you guys out there, right? And then there's people number two. These are my people, the number twos, okay? So I'm looking for you, number twos. Those are the people who probably failed every science class there ever was. When they talk about the mitochondria, you're like, and I probably said that wrong, you're like, excuse me, what? You have no idea what people are talking about when they talk about science. You're terrified to talk about the science. You're really scared that somebody's going to ask you about the science and you're not going to know what to say. Those are my twos. Okay, I see you too. That's my twos right there, okay? So you're one of those two people. Had to unmute myself again. Got a rogue agent who came unmuted. So you're one of those two types of people. You're somewhere in between, right? And that's okay. It doesn't really matter which type of person you are, because connect is going to be a part of your GMO regardless. So when this is really funny. When I was approached about this business, I actually said no because of what I just said. I was somebody who was like, I told my friend Alexis, I was like, that sounds like totally something you'd be into, like super cool. The science stuff, the keto diet, nutrition, oh my God, awesome. But I would never be into that, nothing I could do. And because she's a one and I'm a two. And so I was thinking of her, right? We had no experience, right? We hadn't been like exposed to any of the tools that Pruvit has. And so in my head, it wasn't going to work for me immediately. So connect is a really, really important piece. And I want you guys all to hear me today, right? I want to all get on the same page here, because if you're utilizing connect and all the tools that we have, you're leaving the door open for anybody, for a one or for a two, to see themselves in your shoes as a promoter. And ultimately, like getting those customers that are super in love with the product is amazing. And then also it's even more amazing to take it to the next step and bring in business partners. Am I right? Awesome. So if you guys are ready to dive into it, type yes in the chat really quick for me. Yes, 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 if you're ready to go. Got it. Okay, we're ready to go. So have you ever heard the phrase, don't be a tool, use a tool? Shake your head yes. Yes. Okay. I've heard that. No, some people know. Okay. It's one of my favorite things to remind myself, and it kind of gives me permission to let myself off the hook. So that's what connect is. It's the tools that are going to help assist in you feeling bulletproof in your conversations with people, even if you're a two, and also if you're a one. Because what happens when we try and be the expert is it leaves a lot of room for people to swoop in and knock us down. Maybe that's happened to somebody on this call before, right? You try to be the expert and the people come in and they swoop in and they knock you down. They try and cut you down or discredit you because you're you. You're a teacher. You're a stay-at-home mom. What could you possibly know? So when you try and regurgitate that information that you've heard, it just leaves so much open space. Whereas when you put someone like Dr. Lowry, Dr. Ken Ford, Dr. Andy, one of our specialists in their face, they are the professionals, right? They're experts in their respective fields. So they can't really argue with you then, right? When you're like, look at this person who's been studying this for years. Here's what they have to say. You see how this kind of creates this like bulletproof armor, right? It's a really, really awesome piece, connect is. And so that's why I love this. So same thing can kind of be said about telling your story, right? Like people who are really close to us, they might be like, yeah, like, obviously she likes the things she sells. She's going to be super excited about that and say that it works because she sells it, right? Like sometimes that's what can go through people's heads. But then we look at the law of familiarity, right? Where the people closest to us are often the last people to hear us. because they're so close to us. And so when we're telling like stories, or we're thinking about like, you know, Inspire On videos or Ketones 101 or Ketone Clarities, those are important, really important tools, because you might have a similar story, or maybe it's not even anything related, but they won't listen to you because they know you too well. When you put someone else in front of them, they're like, oh my gosh, and then the magic unfolds. Right? So that's a little bit about the why, right? Like this is why we need to use connect tools. So I'm going to go into the, you know, the what and the how and all the nitty gritty stuff, right? So for those of us who have been here for a while, or the brand new people, this is always a really great refresher. I'm going to talk about 3 different things. Okay. So the first thing includes 2 parts, the campfire video and ketones. Whoa, my lid just fell off. This is my fairy dust from earlier. So campfire video and ketones as a connect tool. So you've used the attract piece, right? You've used the couple different pieces that you could do. You could do social media, you could do in person, what have you. We've been learning about all of these things. You attracted the person. After that, you want to connect everyone to the campfire video. I don't care if it's your doctor, my chiropractor, my sister's who is a nurse, my godmother who's a nurse practitioner, my best friend, a stranger, does not matter to me. Everyone sees the campfire video. This is a really common thing, especially when we're getting started. Like, we can be hesitant if we're prejudging people and we know they have a lot of information about science, maybe about health and nutrition. We might be timid about sending the campfire video, but it's very important that everybody is seeing the campfire video. Again, it is an important tool that takes the responsibility off of us to describe what it is. So something that I really like to say that I think might be beneficial is, you know, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? Oh, I know everything. I'm a doctor. I'm a nutritionist, whatever. Amazing. So this is all going to make perfect sense to you. Check out this video and let me know what interests you most. So telling them like, great, if you're the expert, then this is going to make so much sense to you, but you should still watch it. And you should still get back to me and let me know what interests you most. Because then the second piece to that is, how are we going to connect them to the ketones, right? And that's via the 5 and 10 day experience. So they say, you know, whatever benefits they're interested in, they maybe ask a couple questions, and then you can connect them to a 5 and 10 day experience. So that leads me to the second piece, the second of the 3. The first is the campfire video and ketones. The second is the specialist videos. So drop a 1 in the comments if you've watched, like you've actually watched a specialist video. Who out there has watched it? Okay. Because these things, okay, good. A good amount of you guys have watched these. I can't even begin to tell you, as somebody who is a 2 that does not get into the science and stuff, how thankful I am that our company does this for us. It's insane. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, on the Pruvit Facebook page on Wednesdays, there's a live from a specialist. And so as you begin to watch them, you'll begin to, you know, like you would anybody else, connect with a certain specialist maybe more than others, or like the way somebody says something more than the other, or maybe you like this one over that one that happened a month ago, but it's still the same person. Whatever it might be, watch those videos. The second thing that's really cool about the videos is a while, like even just a couple months ago, I feel like we were having to timestamp the videos by ourselves. And so what I mean by that is, like, you know, 10:10, it talks about fibromyalgia or whatever. If you actually go to the Pruvit page and you take a look at those videos, they're timestamped for us. I mean, come on, you guys. We have the campfire video that explains the science behind ketones with cartoons and has the best analogy ever about a campfire. And everyone gets it. Doesn't matter where you are. If you're 1 or 2 or you're somewhere in between, it makes sense. And then when they say, well, you know, like I have fibromyalgia, or I have, you know, I'm breastfeeding, or I have diabetes, or I don't know, whatever this person might have, toeitis, as Natalie likes to say. We have a tool that's ready and available to us 24/7, and it's actually labeled specifically exactly where that person is. So it's super quick and efficient for that person to not waste time during their day and just say, you know what, I can't actually talk to you about that because I'm not your doctor. You should definitely talk to your doctor about that. But here's something that might be helpful that you can watch, and maybe you take that to your doctor. Like, what is life? Like, we have so many amazing, crazy tools at our fingertips. So anytime somebody is to ask you about something medical, direct them back to one of those videos. You have so many that you can choose from over there. Even if you have, and we might have personal experience. Maybe you also have that health thing going on, or maybe you're also pregnant or breastfeeding, or like whatever it might be. Still, you guys, like, let's still use these, right? Because it just protects everybody. We talk about protecting the house when we come to events, and like, this is our futures. This is what puts food on the table for my family and a roof over my head. Like, I want to protect that, don't you? So that's why we want to really make sure that we're utilizing those in our conversations, taking the pressure off of ourselves to have to explain these things. It's a massive, massive tool. All of those things are. So the next thing is the Inspire On videos. So the Inspire On videos, I mean, since the day they started putting those out there, I was just completely blown away. I cannot get over how much emotion they put through on those videos, and just like the way that they all kind of look the same, and like the light music, and just the powerful, like, they handpick these stories because they feel that they are a good tool for us to use in our business. This isn't just like anybody, off the street was like, I want to talk, right? These are people that, like, they listen to hours and hours of footage, and they are putting together the ones that they think, yes, people that are in our promoters community need to hear this. And so we should absolutely be utilizing it, right? Like, it's somebody's job to put these together for us in a pretty package. All of this, like, when I sit down and think about it, I'm like, wow, we are so fortunate. Like, we are so fortunate. We are given this, like, amazing product that works so well. And then also this incredible blueprint with all of the tools and resources we could possibly need to win at a really big level. It's really cool. So when you see them pulsed out, you see them on the Pruvit page, because you're going to the Pruvit page every single day and you're liking, commenting, engaging, right? So you see that new post coming on and you're thinking, oh my gosh, that reminds me of my friend Brittany. Like, this is Brittany to a T. Funny story. Inspire On videos weren't around, or I didn't know about them at the time when I first was introduced to Pruvit. And it was because my friend Alexis showed me a video that Kendra did about her story that she knew I would relate to. She showed it to me when I was like, no, the science stuff, I'm not into it. She showed me Kendra's video, and I was like, oh my God, like, literally, that's me. Like, that is my story. And she was like, I know, I really just thought of you. I thought you'd like to hear it. And so I was like, well, maybe I could do this as a business, like, I saw myself in her, and that was the deciding factor in being like, okay, I'm just going to try it. And I think I could actually do this business. So don't discount, like, literally think of the people that in your life that could benefit from hearing these things, because it works, right? It's a really, really powerful tool that we could be using. So the way that you can utilize those, when you think of the person, when you hear the story, you can either tag them in the video below and be like, what I would discourage all of us from doing is just tagging and running away in anything, right? Like in a doctor video, in an Inspire On, in a post that Pruvit made. We don't just want to tag people and then like leave it, right? Because then they're like, why'd you just tag me in this? Yes, and the Katie's assistant did type up all the details for the Inspire On video so we can have a quick match. Amazing. So we'll make sure that, you get that if you haven't seen it yet. But what we want to do is we want to tag people and say like, oh my gosh, Brittany, I totally thought of you. Listen to this chick's story. And if there's a certain piece, again, like in the, like at 3 minutes and 50 seconds where she says something or he says something that really stands out to you, say at 3 minutes and 50 seconds, like, you have to like listen to this. Whoa. And like make it worth their time when they see it, because if they just see a tag and they're like a video and it might look inspiring them, but they have no idea why you want them to watch it, less likely to watch it, right? The next thing that you could do is you could PM somebody. So if you don't feel comfortable tagging people, or you're not really sure if they're going to see it that way, you could either PM them, or better yet, if you have their phone number, you guys, text them. I sometimes forget that in Facebook, it can feel like in a messenger thread, it can feel like less personal. And if you do know the person personally, I always just want to like, why not? Just shoot them a text and let them know like you thought of them, you want them to watch the videos. So with that being said, I know I talked super, super fast, but those are the three categories, right? The campfire video and ketones, the specialist videos, and the Inspire On videos. For today, I want to leave you guys with a couple different call to action things. We're going to have some extra time here, but that's okay. First thing is going to be, there's going to be 3 pieces to this call to action. And I really hope that we're all holding each other accountable to doing these call to actions, because what are we here for if not to actually take away information and move forward in our business, right? I think it's really great to buddy up with somebody or a couple people and connect after and say like, this is what I really liked from the call, and do the call to action and stay accountable. So the first thing is going to the Pruvit page. Maybe you're new and you've never actually even been to the Pruvit page, right? You don't spend a lot of time over there. Spend some time over there digging around, okay? If you go to the video section, there's so many different categories of videos that you can utilize in many different ways. You know, create your own resources for yourself. I've made, because I'm a 2, I've made a resource of like, when those like nurses and those doctors come in my inbox, because they do, and they're asking me all these questions, I'm like, you know what? I don't feel comfortable talking about that, but look at all these things that I've made. And I say like, this is this video at this minute, they talk about this. And it's just like those, you know, basic science things, right? Make yourself your own tools, be resourceful, watch a bunch of those videos. So go there, find the Inspire On videos, make sure you've seen the recent one, and tag or send to someone the most recent 1 to 3, or whichever one you find that you like the best, and send it to somebody. Send it to somebody that you think of when you watch that video, or tag them and tell them why you're tagging them in it. That's call to action number 1. Call to action number 2 is find the timestamp specialist videos. Same thing, Pruvit page videos, you'll see them. And briefly look over some of the things covered, so that maybe you see somebody talking on Facebook about X, Y, and Z, asking questions, or maybe they come into your inbox asking questions. Then you kind of like have the, you know, the image in your head like, ooh, I did see that on one video. And maybe take some of those videos and save them somewhere with the timestamps if you don't already have that made. Again, make yourself some resources. I like to use Google Drive. I think it's great. You can access it from your phone or from your computer. The next thing is this is the last one, call to action. Use some piece of attraction, whether it be, you know, you're wearing cheer, you're talking to people in person while drinking your ketone shaker, you're writing a post on social media. Attract somebody today somehow using the tools that you have from these calls. Send them the campfire video and get a 5 and 10 day trial into their hand. We obviously can't control if it gets into their hand today, but we're going to put out those amazing vibes that they're going to watch that campfire video and they're going to want to buy a 5 or 10 day trial, and you're going to get them set up today. So those are the 3 things I have for you guys today. It looks like Anna dropped one of the timestamped videos right down there. I haven't seen anything in the chat, but thank you guys so much for being here today. Christina, I will kick it back over to you.
I love it. Thank you so much. I took so many notes, you guys. As Kelsi said, we have incredible videos, from the campfire video to the Keto U, Ketone Clarity, Keto 101, which can be found on the YouTube channel. So just go into YouTube, type in Pruvit. You'll be able to find our Pruvit channel there. All the videos are there for you, organized in playlists, super easy to use. Checking out, you know, the Inspire On videos there as well. I love the call to action too. So be sure to check out, you know, the Pruvit Facebook page. Watch some videos, make some resources for yourself, so you can have something to look back to when you have a specific question being asked. You can refer to a specific video with a timestamp. So I absolutely love that, Kelsi. Thank you so much. I wanted to quickly remind you guys that yesterday we had the Ketone 101. I interviewed Steph Lombardi. So if you had not had a chance to watch that, please go to the Facebook page Ketones 101. Watch that interview, share it with your prospects. It's great information for all new people. Talks about, you know, what ketones are, what expectations to have for yourself, like how to use the ketones. Essentially, we talked about, we even covered the whoosh effect. We talked about how to get free products. So a lot of really cool information on that call yesterday. So be sure to watch it. Be sure to share it out with your community, your prospects, your new customers. And tomorrow we've got Nate Justice on the call, dropping some knowledge in the enroll experience category of the ACE. So be sure to show up here, play full out. You guys were in day 58 out of 90. And, I made a little note to yesterday to kind of remind you guys, like, if I was to say, hey, we would have like a raffle prize of $1,000 if whoever gets the most of their team on these calls, you guys would be so inspired and lit up to get everyone on board. But what you guys don't understand is that the more people that you get on these calls, the more your business grows. So the return in investment is going to be well over $1,000. So I need you guys to really take it seriously. And the more people you have on these calls of your team, the more you guys are going to grow together. So with that said, I hope to see these numbers double tomorrow. Bring a buddy, bring a friend, and we'll see you back here tomorrow at 9:15 Pacific. All right, bye guys.